Hey, welcome. It's Brian, and this is Guitar Solo Reactions. Today we have PHISH, and we are doing the song Sand. This is from 10/26/2018, and our friend, a friend of the channel, Curtis, has sponsored this one and a few others coming up. And quickly, I wanted to refer to TreysGuitarRig.com. And it's kind of an interesting, kind of a little bit of write up that I hadn't seen before. And the person that does the website got to talk directly with Michael and I think even Trey, and some really interesting stuff about pedals and stuff. If you're into Trey's rig, if you're a big fan, I'm sure you probably know a lot of this stuff. But talking about the Whammy 2 and how he's using basically a controller to kind of trigger like banks of effects. I forget what you would call that, but a little beyond what I'm able to kind of comprehend. And talking about the Klon, the Mutron, the Boss, Octaver, and the Pog. It's kind of interesting reading that stuff about the Octavers. I love the octave effect, and I use the Pog, and then I have a mini Electro Harmonics. I think it's called the Sub, something like that. It has the sub and then a high one, so really low end and high as well on the octaves. And they're kind of challenging, and Trey does an amazing job with all those effects. But I can, from my own standpoint, understand the challenge, and I kind of know what would be the coolest one to do, and it's more of a harmonizer like the Whammy pedal, and that's that Eventide. I'm not sure what it's called exactly, but there's this cool, pretty big pedal that's pretty expensive that a couple guitar players that I really like use, and it sounds incredible. But I kind of have a threshold for pedals as far as how much I'll spend, and I've been buying and selling a lot of stuff, so nothing that's $500 each, which is kind of where this pedal lies. Anyway, so thanks for listening to all of that. It looks like he's got kind of his standard stuff, the Comet train wreck, the Comet cabs, and he is using Koa #1, and there's a backup. The Tube Screamers, he's got two of the TS-808s. I don't know what they look like in this time period, but it's probably that more traditional looking one that's kind of a throwback to the whenever they came out, early 80s, 70s, I'm not sure. Tons of stuff. It's kind of cool. Oh, he's got an Eventide Space Reverb. That's kind of the thing I'm talking about, except it's like a harmonizer type thing. And then he's got a Source Audio Ventress, which I think is like a Leslie or vibrato kind of thing. And they're a cool company. They do a great envelope filter as well. Anyway, thanks for checking this out, and let's get to it. Starts out great.
Quite a bit like trying to heal a gunshot wound with gauze. If you instead attempt to wrest the pistol from the hand, then I would not be able to equate my life with sand.
Nice.
Flowing through the hourglass, pushing through the funnel. Turn once more, embracing all your siblings for the tunnel. Slide and let the silicone embrace you as you fall. desert land and let your brothers crush you to the wall.
I love the groove. This one's it's really laid back. Mike's on always pretty much on top of the beat. Uh, John kind of pulls it back a little bit, and Trey is just kind of sitting nicely, kind of in between those a little bit. Tone wise, always great. It's got that really great mid range honk, a little bit of drive on it, or a little bit of gain, however you want to put it, and sounds beautifully. The drums are killer, of course. Uh, it's a cool song. I've never done this one before, hence why Curtis kind of recommended it. So.
Choose my own religion, worship my own spirit. But if he ever preached to me, I wouldn't want to hear it. I'd drop him a forgotten God, languishing in shame. And then if I his story ceased, I'd have myself to blame.
Love the lights.
You can heal the symptoms, but not affect the cause. You can heal the symptoms. You can heal the symptoms, but not affect the cause. You can heal the symptoms. You can heal the symptoms, but not affect the cause. You can heal the symptoms. Symptom, but not affect the cause. You can heal the symptom.
Oh yeah. Oh, the lights are killer. Oh, there we have it. Fish doing Sand. What I wanted to comment on is obviously a killer solo by Trey. Incredible guitar tone. Obviously using a delay there kind of at the beginning or right before the solo, I think. What I really wanted to talk about is like, I love that Page is kind of keyboard wise. He's got like the clavinet or Rhodes. It's kind of a clavinet sound, I think. And he's got kind of like the envelope filter on that as well. And I thought, and a little bit of dirt because it was kind of gnarly sounding. And I love that they were really closely matched, kind of tonally speaking, and just they kind of sat in that same place. And then when he went to the piano, I less that I didn't like that as much per se, but I really liked that kind of interplay between both of them when they both kind of had similar tone, I guess is a way to put it. And then at the end, he's doing like a B3 sound, which I always love B3. Um, and the gnarlier, the better. I mean, John Lord from Deep Purple, you know, incredible player. Uh, I just love his playing. I love his technique. I love everything about that. And Page wasn't necessarily doing that, but I definitely love those older, kind of cooler sounds from like the fusion era of music, or whatever you want to call it, jazz rock, where it was like a clavinet or a Rhodes kind of driven with maybe some kind of pretty early effect. And I just love the sound of those. And then the B3, I mean, it just like I said, the gnarlier the better. So that was kind of interesting. That's kind of the first time I maybe even mentioned that kind of interplay specifically between Page and Trey. Beautiful song. I love that song. I love the groove. Super cool. Thanks again, Curtis. And please, if you're interested in the guitar stuff of Trey's, check out treysrig.com, because this tour, this 2018, it says fall, and I don't know what TGR means. Troy Group. I'm not sure if that's what that stands for or not. But anyway, this era, it's kind of a. It seems like the most has the most different kind of components kind of changing and coming out, and it depends on the date. There's like a lot of super specific, like on this day there was actually the Ross compressor or whatever, I can't remember it all, but a lot of changing stuff up in his signal path. So I love reading about that. You don't necessarily hear it in every song, obviously. On this song, it was like a little bit of the Ottawa, probably the Tube Screamer, maybe a Klon, maybe he stacks them. I'm not sure about that. But, and then some delays, which he has the two super puss analog. I think they're analog delays. And so this, for instance, is kind of interesting. This is why I'm saying if you're really into the nuts and bolts of his gear, I've never seen this kind of detail. It says on the Way Huge Super Puss rack, one of them has the R79 removed, which I'm assuming that's like resistor 79 on the circuit board, allowing for a smoother curve or more linear slope on the mix control. And one is set to quarter note, one is set for a dotted eighth. That was probably potentially the quarter note one, the dotted eighth, we'd know. But so there's just some really cool specifics that I haven't at least seen before. So anyway, thanks again, like I said to Curtis, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for commenting. I love it. Feel free to comment and let me know what your favorite PHISH song is. I think Curtis has been helping me do a lot of recent stuff, and has not steered me wrong at all. I was talking to another friend in the channel, and he's like, "Why don't you do more of the earlier proggier stuff?" And my only excuse was like, I've kind of looked there, but there's just not a lot of, there's a lot of audio, but there's not a lot of video to accompany it. I'm not against doing all audio, as I've probably said 100 times, but it's just so much more fun and captivating for me because I'm hearing a lot of this stuff for the first time. To see them playing it as a guitar player, and like it's a visual thing. Um, Obviously. So, anyway, thanks for joining me. I'm Brian. See you soon.